Unboxing time. I don't think there's anything in here for plants. I think it's all for my ceramics, but it has relevance to my plant stuff because I am doing pottery so that I can make planters for my plants. So if this is boring to you, sorry, you can just skip past this part. Oh. Okay, I got more tools. I got these super cheap. I think it must have been some kind of a deal that was happening, and there were some tools that I didn't have in my other kits that I wanted to have, like the rubber, I forgot what you call it, this thing. I have a steel one, but now I have a rubber one, and it's always good to have more than one sponge. And there's many more tools in here, which might come in handy. And then, what is this? 4 pieces clay carving. I don't really know what this is. I don't remember what else I got. Let's see if I can get this open. What, it's like glued. What the heck? Oh, here. Never mind. Oh, I remember. Yeah, it's more carving tools. Wow. These look heavy duty. So these are like for when the clay is in leather hard stage. Maybe I'll explain in future videos if you guys want. But yeah, these are pretty cool. This is very different than the tools that I got in my regular kits. This is gonna be fun. And last up, this beautiful book. Oh, wow. So I follow this girl, this lady on YouTube. She shows her pottery stuff. She throws stuff on the wheel. And she makes really cute like ceramic stuff. She made this book and it's so beautiful. So it teaches you like all the basics, but I think there's even like more advanced stuff in here. Oh, this is gonna be fun to look through. Nice. I feel so happy. I'm so excited about making my pottery. I can't wait until my studio is set up in my house so I can start working. So I have space in my garage, and I purchased like a swamp cooler, I guess. So hopefully that's gonna help me stay cool. I don't know. It gets up to 117 degrees at the hottest, maybe even hotter this year. I don't know. So we'll see how that works in there. If it ends up not being strong enough, not cool enough, I might have to try to find someone to help me install it, like an actual air conditioner, like an AC unit. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll have to just wear my bikini in my garage while I work on my clay and then just like spray myself down every once in a while. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I have bad news. I don't know what's happening with my shooting star, my Hoya multiflora. I just brought this not too long ago. I think it was a week ago that I got this plant. Most of my Hoyas do really well in my house. So a lot of them will like start shooting out new leaves as soon as I bring them home. But for some reason, this one is not happy with my environment, I guess. It's lost a few leaves already, and some of the flowers have dropped off. I'm not sure what's happening with it. As soon as I noticed it starting to yellow on this huge leaf, I thought it was just going to lose one leaf, like just the huge one. But actually some of the smaller ones have popped off, even though they are totally green. So I put it in my cabinet for a couple of days, but that doesn't seem to be helping. Like I feel like it's making it worse. So I'm taking it out of the cabinet, and now I'm wondering if I should cut off a node at the top and put it in water and then try to propagate it to see if I can save the plant because I'm not sure like what's happening with it. Now here's a close-up. That's the leaf that first started to yellow, and it is the hugest one. And I thought that it was just letting it go because it was so big, and I thought it was conserving it for the other leaves, but this one is also yellowing, this little tiny one. So there's a pair coming out. So one of them is okay. Like that one looks okay, but that one's yellowing and I think it's about to drop off. And some of these like healthier green leaves just fell off. So I don't know. So I've decided I'm going to chop it. I might do actually two propagations. I might take one. Oh, did you see that? The leaf? It just like popped off. I just barely touched it and it just came off. This is so weird. It's not dehydrated because there's definitely water. Like I can see the soil is moist, but this is so strange. I wonder if it has a disease or something or fungus. Like I have no idea what's going on. But I'm gonna like chop off the top node and put it in water. And then I'm gonna chop off a middle node and put that in pond and see if I can try to save this plant. All right, I'm gonna chop this thing right here. So there's one node here. Actually, there's probably two, but I'm gonna take both of them because the top one is new. I'm gonna just chop right there. So there it is. I'm not gonna wait for it to scab over. I'm just gonna stick it in the water. I think it'll be fine. I hope. I don't know why. This plant seems like it's sick. Okay, so there's the first one. Here's this leaf, you guys. See that brown spot right there? That's what my Hoya polyneura green looked like when it started dying. It started turning brown from the inside of the leaf here, from coming from the stem, and then the whole thing turned brown. I wonder if it's leaf rot. I wonder if there was too much water. I mean, I just got this plant a week ago. Oh no. Okay, the next cut I'm going to do, let's see, the flowers coming off of here. How much of this should I take? I'm gonna go, there's one, two, three. I'll take 3 notes for this one. Wait, maybe. No, I'll take 2. I'll put it right here. For some reason, when I cut this part off, the stem felt like kind of mushy, I guess, like not very firm. So I wonder if it's suffering from root rot or something like that. It's getting soft. So I'm gonna let this scab over a little bit before I put it into pond. And I'm probably gonna put these like on my bathtub in my bathroom and see how it does there because it gets a lot of light in that area. I hope it lives. One thing I've just noticed right now is that it smells very fragrant. I think it's the, not blood, but like cutting it open like this. Like there's an aroma coming out of it. It smells like freshly cut grass, except it doesn't smell like grass. It smells like, I don't know, some other kind of plant. It smells nice. And here are the casualties. These 2 leaves fell off. These flowers just fell off by themselves. So hopefully I'll be able to save this piece and this piece. And hopefully this will live. And this one has right there. That leaf also is starting to brown right there. And this leaf here, the stem, right here, definitely feels really squishy. So I wonder if I should cut them off. Like, I don't know. I've decided I'm going to cut this huge leaf off because I don't think it's serving the plant. Like, this feels so mushy right here. I don't want this to like spread to the rest of the plant. I don't know if that happens, but I'm gonna cut it off. So there's that. It's got 2 green leaves and the stem. Here is my snow-capped begonia with pink variegation. I want to balance out this video between my sad plants and my happy plants. Since I've gotten this begonia, it has popped out a few new leaves and I am loving this beautiful pink color. I bought this plant as a water propagation and I still have it in the water. I do plan to put it in some pond in the future when I get around to it. I currently have 2 begonias. I will show you my other one later in this video. Here's my Hoya pandurata. This is one of the very first plants that I got as a new plant parent. I was very worried about this plant because I think it was dormant for quite a while. I don't know why, but now there's a new shoot growing out with tiny new leaves. And here is my newest philodendron tortum. It's got a new leaf and it's so cute how it unfurls from these little curls like a fern. It has been a while since I've done some plant chores. I feel like actually it's been forever, but that's a good thing because now it feels fresh and new and fun again. And I can't believe I actually don't have any emergency plant chores to do. So I get to do some fun stuff. Um, well, one of them actually, the next 3 projects I chose because they're priorities. So they're not quite emergencies, but I would say that something needs to be done with them soon because I'm just worried. So let me just show you what they are. So this is my Hoya retusa. And I love this thing because it reminds me of pine needles. But look at the leaves in the middle coming out of the soil. They're yellowing. No, why is that happening? So when I first bought this plant, there was one leaf that was yellowing and I pulled it out because it just came out like easily. And whoop, see, just like that. And now there's 3 more. Well, now there's 2 left. And I don't know why that's happening, but it seems like the substrate, it dries out really fast and it looks like it just gets super, super dry. I feel like there's not really anything in here that helps with like moisture retention. So what I'm going to do is propagate it. So I don't want to like change it out completely because I'm scared. I'm a scaredy cat. I don't want to lose the plant. I don't want to risk it going into shock. And I don't know. It just seems like it's, oh no, see, another one. It just came out. And I don't know if it's like, okay, the yellowing is starting from the bottom. So I feel like that could come from root rot. But I've been waiting for it, the substrate to dry out completely before I water it. So I don't know why that's happening. Oh no, the 3rd one, it just came out. Okay, I'm so scared. So definitely I'm gonna propagate this today. So I'm gonna take off maybe 1 or 2 cuttings. I think I'll take off 2. And I'm going to put them in pond, of course, because I feel like pond works really well. I feel like the roots grow fast when I propagate my plants in pond, most of them. Okay, I just felt like I needed to elevate my station here. So another priority of mine is to get another cutting from my mini monstera. So can you see how the leaves are just limp? Like it doesn't look, it doesn't look so healthy. It's not living its best life right now. It started going downhill in the sphagnum moss. It was in there for months and it's doing just fine. And then I don't know what happened. Maybe it got pests or something because it was like so damp all the time, the sphagnum moss. Yeah, I'm never gonna do that again. Um, but the other cutting that I took, the top cutting that I took, is doing great in pond right now. Let me show you. There it is. It's got this beautifully fenestrated leaf here. Let me bring it up closer so you can see. And then this one, and then this is the brand new leaf that just came out. So this leaf started coming out when it was still in sphagnum moss. And that was when the health of the plant started to decline. So I think that's why this leaf might be a little bit small, but also because I propagated it. So then it just like, it's a runt. But I love this setup because I can see the water line when this dries out or when it gets like below the inner pot, and I can see the rocks starting to dry out at the top, I'll rewater it. So I feel like that's just a nice system for me and it's working so far. All right, first things first, I'm going to sterilize my snippers with my alcohol. I don't know what this is. Oh, I got 91%. I don't think I need it to be that strong, but I just happen to have it on hand. Super strong. Since I'm sterilizing this right now, I'm going to go ahead and sterilize my my water meter. So I don't really use this for my plants anymore, except for my Monstera, my Thai constellation, my most expensive plant in my collection. So I just want to make sure that it's not getting too dry. It is in the red. It's like at number 2. So that's pretty dry. So I'm going to go ahead and water it now. I'm using fertilized water. The last time I watered it, I don't know if it was a month ago. It seems like the last time I watered it, I feel like it was fertilized. But I haven't fertilized my plants since like the beginning of June. I mean, beginning of May. So I don't know. When was the last time I watered this plant? So I am fertilizing my soiled or my plants that are in soil once a month right now since it's summer, or not summer yet, spring. Do you like my outer pot, my drainage pot? I think this was from my distilled water. So I've been using distilled water for my humidifier, and unfortunately, it only comes in the plastic bottles, and I was getting the huge, like 2.5 gallon one, but it's such a weird shape, and I wasn't able to, I mean, I am using some of them, like I cut it up, but I just feel like these are pretty good as drainage dishes, the 1 gallon bottles. So let's see, is that enough? I like letting it soak up the water. Like I like letting it sit in the water and then soaking it up. One of you guys gave me that suggestion and it helps so much. So I just let it sit there, and then I think you're supposed to only do it for 20 minutes, but I actually just like leave it and then come back to it later if I remember, because I'm always checking my plants. So if I notice the water's still in there, I'll dump it out. It feels so fun to be doing my happy plant chores again. Okay, time to cut this thing. I'm gonna give you guys a close-up so you can see it. I think, so I prefer to only cut off the top 2 leaves, but it's so small, the space between the nodes here. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut all the way down here. Look, it's yellowing. Is that rot? Does that mean it's gonna rot? Maybe I'm saving this just in time. Okay, I'm gonna cut it right here. There it is. So I'm gonna let it sit and scab over a little bit, and then I'm gonna put my rooting powder before I put it into the pond. You know, actually, I think I should probably put the mother plant into pond also. I feel bad just leaving it in the water like this because it's starting to yellow right there at the base. I don't think that's a good sign. So, I mean, it's got some These roots are new that grew in the water, but the rest of it is starting to look rotted. So I'm going to change this to pond too. So here's what it looks like up close. You see the yellowing? Not a good sign. And look at those tiny roots. So that is a good sign. So I think I might be able to save this plant. I'm going to put some rooting powder on it right now. I do not use mycorrhizae. I don't know what is in here. I forgot. Some kind of chemical. Okay. So I got this little container made, and I was going to use it for the top cutting or this mid cutting here. But since I'm waiting for this to scab over, I'll go ahead and put this in here. I think it'll fit perfectly. And I already cut holes in it. I got a reamer. So I've been using a box cutter to cut slits into the bottom of my plastic, like just bottles that I'm reusing. But then I saw someone mention a reamer. This thing's pretty cool, super sharp. And I don't know, I think, I don't know who uses this. Toy builders or something? I really don't know. But I mean, it's pretty easy to just like ream it through and make holes. So there's some holes there, and I put some on the sides also. It's harder to put holes at the bottom because the plastic is thicker. It's way easier on the side, but I think it's important to have the holes at the bottom so that the water doesn't pool and just like stay at the bottom there. So I just got this off of Amazon. I don't remember how much it was. Pretty cheap, $10 maybe? I forgot. I'm gonna get this rooting powder cleaned up. I don't want it going into my air. So I have my fan on in my room, and I don't want the rooting powder like flying up into the air because I think you can get silicosis if you breathe it into your lungs. I mean, you might have to breathe a lot of it and it might take a long time to develop it, but still, I don't want to risk it. All right, I'm just gonna try to get this leftover pond that's spilled out from a previous project into my little pot. And I have to remember to leave space for the plant first. Yeah, I think I'm going to like these like cut parts right here, the huge stems, I'm gonna leave those outside of the pond, like right on the surface. I wonder if I'm gonna need a trellis for this. I am gonna use a trellis. I love these green wire things that I got from Walmart. I got a whole packet for like 99 cents, I think. So cheap. Let's see. I'm gonna bend it right there. This poor plant. The leaf is so limp. All right, let's see. This is gonna take forever. That's all right. I'll cut it out so you guys don't have to sit through it all. Oops, I almost forgot to put the trellis. You have to put this in before you put in the pond because it's like pretty much impossible to break through the rocks. There. I love this tiny scoop for these tiny projects. I got this in a kit. I think it's a bonsai tree kit. It's a gift. There's a lot of useful things in that kit. Oh, I'm making a huge mess. Good thing I have this tray. I love this tray so much. Not only is it beautiful, but it is also functional. I feel like that's good. I'm just gonna try to prop it up onto the trellis so that's more secure and stable. Okay, that looks super weird, but it's working because I think it's like heavy this way. So it's like holding it right there. Ta-da. See if I should shake it down. Okay, some finishing touches. And some bigger rocks at the top. Try to secure this little plant. Okay, so since this has been in water for a while, I'm going to fill it all the way to the top, almost to the top with water. until it slowly acclimates to having the rocks around its roots. So I'll just let it go down. It might take a week maybe for it to go all the way down, and then I might fill it up only halfway the next time. We'll see how it goes. So I'm just gonna put regular water right now because it has the rooting powder. And then the next time I water it, I'm gonna use Super Thrive, my Super Thrive solution. Okay, so I'm only gonna be able to fill it up to here. I just realized the outer pot is what is gonna determine the water level, the max water level. Almost there. Okay, there it is. All right, first one done, on to the next. Okay, let me see how this thing is looking. It seems like it's a little bit scabbed over, but I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. I'm gonna go ahead and cut my retusa right now. And then once I finish these, if I have time today, I hope I do, I also need to repot my Epipremnum pinnatum albo, I think it's called, because I've had this for quite some time. And I think it's only given me one new leaf, this one right here. Maybe two leaves, but I don't know where the other one is. And it actually dropped. Like the biggest leaf that it had, it dropped off. And like it looks like it's trying to grow, but it's not able to fully grow any leaves from these vines right here. So I feel like it's maybe root bound. I think when I bought this plant, it seems like they just like stuffed a few. It looks like there might be like 3 cuttings into this tiny pot, which is cool because you get a lower price for the smaller pot, but then I feel like I got 3 plants out of it. And I don't know, I probably should have repotted this thing a long time ago. This is one of my favorite plants, but I've just kind of been neglecting it. And I don't know, I just didn't think it was gonna have stunted growth like that. But like I like leaving all of my plants in their original pots just because they're used to it, and then I like taking cuttings from them and then putting those in pond. But I'm gonna have to repot this one. Look, I just noticed these look like they're starting to yellow also. That's not good. So I'm glad I'm finally able to do this now. I'm gonna, it's hard to see how many vines there are on this. Okay, there's only one vine coming out with like several, like a few offshoots, it seems like. Okay, I'm gonna take this end right here. It looks like, yeah, this is a good cutting point because this can go into the pond. There's the sap coming out. That's a sign that this part of the Hoya is very healthy. Okay. My second cut, I'm gonna do, it's hard to see with all the leaves in the way. I'm gonna do it right here. I might as well cut this burnt part off. My retusa got a haircut. I feel kind of bad that I had to do that because it was growing out. I mean, it doesn't really look that different. It was just like getting longer and more full, but I'm just worried about these yellowing leaves here. Like I just dropped another one popped off that you guys didn't see. So 4 leaves came off today. So I've got these 2 cuttings now. I'm gonna let them scab over, and I haven't thought about what I'm gonna do with this. Like if I wanna, actually I should just take it out and see how many plants are actually in here. And maybe I'll put one in pond, and then maybe I'll keep one like still in this pot just by itself with the same soil, and then maybe one I'll put in my aeroid mix and just see how the 3 do, if there's actually 3 in here. But I need to get some water, so I'm gonna take a break and wait for these to scab over. And also I need to find containers for them, so That's gonna take a minute too. And I might work out. Today's my day off. I need to work out. All right, I'll be back in a minute. I'm back. So I did not get to work out. I had to cook lunch. I didn't realize it was lunchtime already. So I cooked lunch for my daughter. I still have to cook for my son because he wasn't hungry yet. But I'm pretty sure these are scabbed over enough that I can now put them inside of the pond. And I did find 3 different setups. So I guess I will use the bigger one for the mini monstera. So they'll go in like that. And then the retusa, I'm going to put in 2 separate containers because I want to put one inside of my cabinet with higher humidity, and then I'm going to leave one out, like on my bathtub with my other plants, and just see if there's a difference between the two because that's fun for me to do. So I just need to poke some holes in this cup because I have not done that yet. I think these already have. Oh no, this one doesn't have. This one has only 2 holes. Okay, so I need to poke holes in them. So now you can see this in action. So you just go back and forth like that. And the bottom is always harder because it's so thick. Okay, it's going through. I'm just gonna like twist it through until I get it to the size hole that I want. It's like going inside. There. Okay, I'm gonna do the rest of them off camera so I don't waste storage in my phone. Okay, that took some effort. And I ended up doing this over the sink so that I could rinse off the tiny plastic particles. Because I do not want microplastics flying around in my house. Gosh, I keep reading articles about scientists or doctors finding, I guess scientists doing studies and finding microplastics inside of like our brains and different parts of our bodies, and finding microplastics in our freshwater systems. So like, I don't know if this is a good idea. Like I see some people using the, I don't know what it's called. They burn holes through the plastic, so that creates fumes. But I kind of wonder if that might be better than creating tiny microplastics with this and then washing it down the sink. Gosh, I can't wait to start making my ceramic pots. And luckily, my studio is slowly coming together. I don't know if I want to show you guys right now because it's such a mess in my garage. I've been cleaning that thing out for like 10 years. But I got myself a kiln and I got myself a wheel. I've got clay. I've got a table set up. So I just have to put my wheel together. And I do have to also get an outlet, a 240B outlet for my kiln. So I'm going to wait on that a little bit. I know someone who has a kiln and he's going to let me rent out space in his kiln. So I'll just pay him to fire my pieces for me for now until I can afford to get my 240B outlet put in so I can use my own kiln. Plus I just have to learn how to use it. And also I just need to like put my wheels together and start making things because I need pots to fill the kiln. But anyways, I'm excited to get started with that. So before I do anything, I am going to put rooting powder on all 3 plants before I forget. I'm about to run out of pond. I need to buy more ingredients because I think I actually ran out. I'm going to do my mini monster first. Like I said, I guess. I'm just gonna try to scoop all these up. I need something. That works. Yes. See that? Plastic is very useful. just have too much of it. Oops. Okay, that's enough. The 2 leaves like that, so it's resting in there nicely. I'm just gonna fill the pond in around it. The way things are going, I don't think I'm gonna have time to do my epipremnum elbow back there today. I might have to take care of that tomorrow. I have to do things with my kids, and tomorrow I will be free. I'm also off tomorrow, so I should have lots more time for planty chores. I'm not going to cover too much of this stem. Just like, I think the bottom just needs to be touching the pond, and the roots will grow down into the substrate as long as it's getting moisture. Just fill it with water. And since this is a fresh cutting, I'll just let this be a pond propagation and not a water propagation. So I'm just going to fill up the water halfway. I like the sound of the rocks when it soaks up the water. It's kind of like a crinkly sound. I think that's good. Okay, this one's done. Go put this, I don't know if I should put this in my cabinet or not. I'm going to try putting this one in my cabinet. I think I might have just enough pond to finish these last 2 pieces, I hope. Okay, time for the retusas. I really want these to survive. I love this plant so much. Do this one first. This one has the longest stem at the bottom. Try to get in the middle. Oops. Pond is my favorite. Like, I'm not looking forward to repotting that epipremnum that's back there because it's in soil. So I'm gonna have to have a totally different setup for that one to catch all the soil that comes out of the pot. Like, it's just so much messier. Like, the pond like scatters all over in my tray here, but it's easy to clean up because it's like rock, chunks of rock and not like sand, like the soil. Okay, that's pretty good looking to me. My microphone died, so I had to switch it out. But I was saying that since I have 2 cuttings of the retusa, I'm going to keep one in my cabinet and then the other one will stay out somewhere. I'm going to go put this in my cabinet right now. Okay, last one. And I think this is going to be the last plant chore of today. So, pond here. And I'm going to try to give you guys a close-up of the audio when the pond soaks up the water. I should clean out this jar. It has a lot of dust in it. Okay. This one has a really short stem at the bottom. How I'm gonna get it into the pond. I wonder if I should cut off the leaves. I don't want to though because It needs to get as much energy as it can to grow. I don't know how I should do this. I'm just gonna let it sit on the edge like this. Maybe I should use a trellis. Okay, I'm gonna get a trellis for this one. Okay, this plant is gonna get support. Yes, that works. This is the last of the pond. That was really dusty. That is concerning. Maybe it is better to work with wet pond. I was thinking it's better to work with dry pond because it doesn't stick, but that dust that's not cool. All right, so that's my propagation. The stem, okay, I think I should switch it out. I'm gonna put this one in the cabinet and take the other one out because the bottom, you can't see it, but the bottom stem is like in a huge air pocket. I just have it like all the way up against the plastic because that's the only way I could get it in there without submerging the leaves into the pond also. And I don't want to cut any leaves off for sure. Okay, I have lots of tiny fine rocks in here. I'm gonna try to fill that space up with these. There, that's a little better. So that way the stem can get moisture, hopefully, from the rocks. But I think I'm gonna have to count on humidity. It's gonna have to get water and nutrients from the air, at least until it roots. Okay. Okay, so I have to, okay, first of all, I'm gonna have to cut this down shorter. And I'm gonna give you guys a close up. Let me get my scissors. Are you guys ready for it? I need to set up a few of my Hoyas with trellises. I found these two thingies here, these dowels. These were part of some kits that I had gotten for my kids that they never ended up making. So they turn out to be useful. So I think these are gonna be perfect for trellises. So here is my brand new Polynura, Hoya Polynura, the inner variegated, and it's starting to kind of flop over. So, I mean, I guess that's okay, it could trail, but I'm going to give it a trellis just to help it stand up because I do like the way it looks standing up like that. There it is. So I just cut holes in this plastic cup using my reamer because I got this from the seller in this plastic cup with no drainage holes, and I'm afraid I'm gonna overwater it and then it's gonna suffer from root rot. I think I've heard that polynuras can suffer from root rot more easily than other Hoyas. So I'm going to be extra careful with these. I have 3 now. This is my inner variegated one. And I'm going to give it a trellis. I have not given my Hoyas trellis, only one of them so far. So this is the second one that I'm doing. I do have a propagation that I did of my Hoya Crimson Queen, and I want to make a nice trellis for that, like a big one. And it is badly in need of it right now because it has grown. It has grown a lot since I propagated it. And I have it like leaning up against my mirror in my bathroom right now. So I guess it kind of feels like it's climbing up the mirror, but I want to repot it because it's in only perlite right now. And I want to put it into pond and then give it its nice new trellis that I'm going to make. All right, so let me just stick this in. So this is acrylic, this is plastic. And I did not purchase it extra for this. I am trying to minimize plastic in my life. But since I have it, I'm going to use it. I'm going to make use of it. I don't want to throw it away. So this is actually a perfect use for this. Okay, so that went right in so easily. And it's propped up against there nicely. That was perfect. I'm just going to leave it like that because I have found that, well, with the one Hoya that I put on the trellis, it wrapped around the stick by itself. Like I didn't have to clip it or tie it to the stick or anything. The very next day, like I left it overnight, the very next morning, it had already wrapped around itself with the tendril. So I feel like if I just leave it and let it wrap around by itself, I feel like it's going to wrap around by itself. But because this is plastic and slippery, I don't know, maybe it'll have a hard time sticking to it. We'll see. So I love experimenting and seeing what happens with my plants. So I can't wait to see what happens with this. But I like that it's got plenty of room to grow. So I can't wait to see what it's going to look like in the future. So here is the other Hoya that I want to give a trellis because look at this really long tendril. Let me see if I can get it all in the camera. Let's see. See that thing? It is reaching out. It's looking for something to climb on. So I'm going to give it this big fat dowel. And this thing is coated with something. I don't know what, but it's not like the wood is, I mean, the Hoya is not going to feel the actual wood, but I mean, it's something to climb on. So we'll see how it goes. Let me see if I can fit this in behind here without crushing any roots. Let me see what's back here. Yeah, that looks just like only soil. Let's see. Yeah, I'll put it here. And actually, I feel like this is not long enough because the tendril is so long. Look at that, it goes way past. So I wonder if I should get a longer stick for this one. Actually, maybe I think I might use a tree branch. I have a dead tree in my backyard and I could cut off a longer piece so that this can wrap around the tree branch. Yeah, I will do that. But since I'm here and I'm already doing this, I'll just stuff this down and I'll just let it have this for now because it is leaning against it. Here, I'll show you. Oops. There. So it's just like leaning up against it. So I wonder if it's going to wrap around it. I'll check it out tomorrow. So much fun. All right, so I'll check up on those two Hoyas tomorrow morning and I'll show you guys if the tendrils has started to wrap around it or not. And now I'm going to do an unboxing because I got a shipment in from Amazon. I got a new grow light. So the last one that I got ended up not working out, so I returned it. It had a crack in it anyways, but I got myself one of those like long stand-up ones, and I forgot how much I paid for it, but it was reasonable enough that I thought it was worth it. So let's open up the box and see what it looks like. Okay, so there's the box. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference between the front side of my camera or the back side. I've been using the back side of my iPhone because they say that the camera is like way higher quality on that side, but I can't see myself when I'm filming. So now I can see myself, and so I can make sure I'm like in the frame. But now it looks like I'm not looking at you. Like I have to look at the camera like this. If I look at myself, it looks like my eyes are like looking somewhere over there. So I don't know. What do you guys think of this format? I'm just trying to find the best way to film all this stuff so that it's sustainable for me, but I also want it to be like nice, aesthetically pleasing for you guys. Um, so I would love to get your feedback if you would be so inclined to offer it. All right, so I'm gonna open the box now. Let me see if I can find my scissors. Okay. Now I need to change the camera angle. So I do have to say, I like using the front side of my camera way more than the back side because I can see if everything's in frame. I don't have to constantly stop and check out the video to make sure everything's in frame. Like, this is helping me so much. Here it goes. There it is. It's super skinny. I like that. Ooh. I'm liking the aesthetics of this so far. Because I don't like the lights that are really like obtrusive, you know? I like it so that they like blend into your decor and you don't really notice it's there. I guess this is the stand. It's pretty heavy, like that's hefty weight. And super simple instructions, which I love. So unfortunately, this light is not automatic like the other one that I have downstairs. I really wanted to get an automatic one, but maybe that's why this one was cheaper. So I'll just have to turn it on and off every day. But that's okay because it's in my bedroom. So I'm always here in the morning and at night. It'll be easy just to step on the button. So that's the button right there. It's on the floor and you just step on it. And look how thin it is. This must be less than an inch wide. Love it. What happened to the base? So I got the black, and I don't even remember if there were other colors or not, but this is going to blend it very nicely with my IKEA cabinet back there. So this is where it's going to go. It's for these plants behind me because this is a very low light area of my room. This room actually is the brightest room of my entire house. And the plants here seem to be getting enough light, just like it is. But I just want to help them out with a little bit extra. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna plug it in. Oh, it's already on. Nice. Where should I put it? Turn it off. I don't know if I should put it on the right or the left. I want it to be so I don't accidentally look at it with my eyes. I know you're not supposed to like look at the light. Okay, I'm gonna put it on the right side. Just like that. So then, there, it goes all the way up like that. So it doesn't reach that top shelf up there, but it's gonna get the bottom three. Maybe I should get another light for the top shelf. I don't know. I just want to feed this behind the shelves so it's out of the way. Ta-da! I like it. That works for me. One of these days when I can afford a long light with automatic turn on and off, I'll get one. But for now, I'm happy with this. And I need to dust my shelves. All right, I've got some updates for you guys. So today is now June 27th, and I've had my grow light for quite some time now. And I do like it. My plants are doing well. I have not had any problems with it. I still do wish that it was automatic because I had a thought if I ever go out of town, the light's not going to come on and my plants are just going to have to go without light. But other than that, it looks great. I mean, I don't even notice it's there. I love that it's camouflaged, and I can tell that it's helping my plants because they are growing, especially my begonia. Let me show you. I promised earlier that I was going to show you my other begonia. Look at this massive leaf. This one right here, that is the one of the newer leaves, and it is like gigantic. It's like longer than my face. It is so cool. And something interesting about this begonia, it's got some leaves that are red. I didn't know that that could happen. I mean, the underside of the leaves are red, but like these brand new leaves down here, like I don't know, is that like a form of variegation? But like these tiny leaves at the bottom are much redder in color. And I don't know, I don't remember what these looked like when they were young because these were brand new. I remember them being more like bronze colored. I don't remember them being so red like on the top of the leaf, but it's so pretty. I'm thinking of propagating that when it grows out more, and I wonder if it's going to stay red once it starts to mature. But isn't that lovely? I love this begonia so much. It is so beautiful. It started as a propagation. It had no roots when I got it, and now I'm pretty sure it has lots of roots in there because it has grown. These massive leaves here. Those look like elephant ears to me, but these are actually called angel wings. So, yeah, very cool. And also, my Thai constellation is growing a new leaf. It has been sprouting a new leaf for the longest time. And finally, it is starting to unfurl. And it has so much variegation. Like the tip of it is all white. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so beautiful. And I can see the fenestrations in it. I cannot wait for this to unfurl. I am totally going to make a short video about this. So here is my mini monstera that I have been keeping in the cabinets, and it is doing quite well. So this was the mid cutting. The top cutting is doing really well also. That one is on my bathtub, and this one has grown roots. I can see for sure. So there is like a white bump. I don't know if you can see it. I'll have to show you a close up. And a huge root on the side that's coming out of the pond. So there is a huge root coming out right there, a little nub, and then there is the root that's going into the pond. It's even like coming out of it too. And here is the retusa cutting that I've been keeping inside of my cabinet. This one has the shortest stem, so it's like way up here at the top. And I think I see like the tiniest root coming out of it. I don't even know if you could see it if I gave you a close up. It's so tiny, but it seems like it's still alive, I hope. And but there's hope that it's doing okay. It seems like there's at least one tiny root. And here is my polyneura, the intervariegated. It has not wrapped around yet because it doesn't have a tendril, but it does have new leaves coming out. New baby leaves, yay. And here is the stick I found for that other Hoya, and I haven't put it in the soil yet because I want to spray this with neem oil first before I do that. And I don't want to do that unless I do it outside. But it's been so hot. And if you had seen my last plant chores videos, you would have seen me separate out my variegated peace lily, and I repotted. I put one of them into soil at the beginning of this video, and this is what it looks like now. So it's still alive, but it's not really like thriving or anything. I don't know like what it wants. I have the other ones in water. I had put one in pond that wasn't working. Um, I don't know. Do you guys have any suggestions? Like, is this a hard plant to take care of, or is it just me? I do not know what to do for this plant. I mean, I'm happy it seems like it's still alive, but I'm just waiting for some maybe like baby offshoots to come out. And I don't know. Is it because the root health was so poor? I was watching some videos and I did not put hydrogen peroxide on the roots, so maybe I should have done that before I potted it up. Hmm. But that's the end of this video for this week. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. And let me know what you think of the different formats. I was experimenting with different ways of filming. It was a lot of fun to do it that way, so I'm probably going to try and do that again in the future. We'll see. But I'm having a lot of fun on my plant journey. I am having problems with some of my plants, but some of my plants are doing really great and thriving. Begonias are starting to become one of my favorite plant genuses. They just seem like they're really hardy and fast growing, and they're so beautiful. And also, I definitely want more monsteras, the deliciosas in my life. All right, so I'm going to leave you guys with that, and I hope you have a great week and enjoy your plants.